I think what we need to consider is not just the lowering of income tax, but making sure that it will be offset by broadening the base and collecting from those who should be paying. Like the ultra rich is not exactly encouraging because you put a threshold at 5 million, so people will be declaring below 5 million.
Yeah, so you've got a shrinking base there
Correct.
relative to
So even if you have 10 million taxpayer, if only less than 1 million will declare above half a million, then you're not making collection enough to cover the budget required by the government.
Well, certainly base is a question of argument. It's a number of issue of numbers as well. But I think there's a chart we have here in terms of the ASEAN tax rates. Look, personal income tax levels. I mean, we're still competitive versus Thailand and Vietnam, but it's where the corporate income taxes are. These are the big taxpayers. Easier to fit in the net for a taxman. You were a former BIR examiner. Tell us about this drop here. Do you think it's feasible in terms of getting us competitive? I mean, certainly an easy question, but how do you offset that now if excise taxes are in question?
Actually, the first issue there is the bracket creep. We have to really adjust it to make sure that the employees in particular will not really be burdened by a higher rate at 32%. But the proposed rate at 25%, which is the ceiling, is actually the average of all the ASEAN taxes, which will really make us more competitive, given that we don't even need incentives if we make the rates competitive.
So rates alone and consistency of policy. Now, one thing we look at as inconsistent is the tax efficiency or the revenue to GDP ratio. We have a chart here, and I was proud enough to compute basically all administrations, not just the years, depending on the administration. You've got President Noynoy's mother here, Aquino 1 here at 14% of GDP. Ramos at its highest. I even spoke to former Undersecretary Nene Guevara to say this is the highest, thanks to her and Liwayway Chato, the former BIR commissioner. Now, Estrada, even in his truncated term, was at 15%, and those are already after the financial crisis. But then it went down, and President Noynoy Aquino had brought it up just by around 2 percentage points. How do you get it back up to here or higher than that, you think, in terms of administrative reforms alone?
If you will ask me, I think if we can collect more of that, if we can really make control the declaration, if you can make the POS online or real time, then BIR need not do audit, and we can increase the VAT from 20% contribution right now to roughly 40%.
Is it a question of ease of administration? Because this is a point of sale tax, basically, a consumption tax, which is across the board. Is that the reason why you can collect more?
Well, when it comes to VAT, it's not the ease of administration. It's really computerizing it, making sure that there's no human intervention or the big guys can't bribe the BIR examiners, because it's already online, so you cannot manipulate the figures.
So technology applying that, and also being it's a flat tax consumption across all. It looks like a thing worth considering, and since Congress hasn't done anything about it yet, perhaps you should be testifying in Congress soon.
Actually, we have to put a pressure on Congress because this emanates in Congress. Senate can all talk about it, but unless Congress files that bill, remember the package has not yet been filed as a bill.
I'm sure Joey Salceda and company would love to hear from you. Appreciate your time and your insights. Wanda Brave of Brea Consulting.